I want you to touch on something else that you said, and I forgot about, and I want you to touch on this. The importance of having your LinkedIn match
Hmm.
your resume. Talk about that a little bit because we definitely look at LinkedIn more than people know.
We look at LinkedIn all the time. And the number one thing that you want to make sure that's on your LinkedIn profile is a professional picture. Make sure you have a professional picture or some type of picture that describes your personality in a great way that highlights you as an individual on your LinkedIn profile. Two, you want to make sure that your work history matches the work history that's also listed on your resume, your education history, and then also any professional associations that you might be a part of. We also want to look at your network. How many people are you networked through on LinkedIn? We want to look at the recommendations from previous employers or current employers that's also listed on your LinkedIn profile. That is another form to market yourself outside of your resume.
Okay. Also, I just thought about this. So for me, I literally copy and paste my resume into LinkedIn to make
Okay.
sure that they always match.
Okay.
That's number one.
Now,
Have it. Go ahead.
I want to just touch on one thing though. So when you're listing, let's say your work history, right? And you said you copied it and you pasted it into your LinkedIn profile. Let's say on your resume, you actually may have a paragraph just to highlight a little bit about what you've done, your accomplishments, but then you also have these bullet points right underneath, right? I always say take the highlighted part, I'm sorry, not the highlighted part, the paragraph form that you have that makes you stand out at that job and put that into your LinkedIn profile. You
Okay.
really don't need to put your bullet points in there because it's already listed on your resume, but you can also upload your resume on LinkedIn as well. So the recruiter can go in there and click your resume and then get all the details that's needed, because then you don't want to overpower the recruiter who needs to scan quickly to go through to the next candidate to fill that role. So I always say make sure you put your paragraph form to highlight what you've done at that job. You really don't need like 5 bullet points. You can, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just a quicker way to try to get in the eye of the recruiter so they can go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to schedule something with this person, and then I'll look at the rest of their resume later and go into the next resume that they need to look at.
Okay. Okay. Also, make your page visible.
Yes.
Unless every company does not give us LinkedIn Recruiter, most of them do. I'm gonna be completely honest. But if you're with a company you don't have LinkedIn Recruiter, we can't find you.
Hmm.
Even if you send us something, we look it up. You're not visible to everybody. Now we can't find you.
Yeah.
And if you're looking, there's a banner you can put on LinkedIn that says "looking for work" or "available for work" or something like that. Make sure that's up because now you pop up in everything immediately.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Now that we're in the digital age more,
Okay.
and we don't have to like go and get the resume paper and put it on resume paper like we did late 90s, early 2000s. What is a format that you think you want people to stay away from?
Mm.
Um, I'll tell you one. I do not need your picture to be the whole first page of your resume, which is a new trend that I'm seeing a lot. It'll just be your picture.
Right.
No words, maybe your name, but your picture that doesn't show me who you are in the resume. And I have to now your resume is 2 to 3 pages and it probably shouldn't be that long. But that is a formatting thing I want people to stop doing. I'm not saying don't have your picture on your resume if it's in the corner or whatever, but the whole first page should not be your picture.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I've seen that too. It has like their picture takes up half of the first page, and then they have like their birth date and the passport number, social security. That's a security risk. Don't put that on your resume. We don't need to see any of that until you're about to get a job offer and we need to run your background check. Then you go ahead and provide all that information. You don't have to do that, in the beginning. And then it does take away a lot of the information that you need to have on your resume. And if you feel like you don't have a lot of information that's on your resume, just make your resume one page and just make sure you highlight yourself in a way that an employer will want to talk to you, even if it's an entry level role. Another thing I do want to tell everyone is when you upload your resume to any platform, I do recommend you uploading in a Word document more so than a PDF document. Now, a lot of companies do have where they can convert your resume from a PDF to a Word document and make any changes if need be based off what you shared with the what you shared with the recruiter. I'm sorry. But sometimes a lot of employers do not have that, so then you have to resend your resume anyway. And then sometimes you may have someone who actually wrote your resume for you and sent it to you in a PDF document, but they didn't also submit it to you in a Word document. And I always recommend just submitting your resume in a Word document. It's just easier for everyone. But uploading in a PDF form is not bad either. It's just better.
We talked about this sometime last year, and I never thought about this.
Okay.
And you just touched on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give us too much information. It could be a security risk. We don't need your address, your telephone number.
Nope.
Didn't you tell a story about how somebody showed up to somebody's house? It was on something like this, and we were talking. You said it was a security risk. Somebody showed up, like a recruiter showed up to somebody's house, but I can't remember the exact story. But do not give your address.
I think I
We do
remember
not.
something happening like that.
Yes, do not give your address. We don't need it.
Just put
Telephone
your,
number.
yep. I was,
If you're even uncomfortable with that, LinkedIn, because we can find everything we need to LinkedIn, and then we can email you through LinkedIn. But your email address, LinkedIn, if you don't feel completely comfortable, but we do not need your address. We don't need your city. We don't need the state. Just LinkedIn and email address and telephone number. That's the most that you need on a resume.
Well, yeah. So when I do write resumes, it depends. Now, it depends if they're looking to relocate to another area, let's say, and that employer actually wants you to live in that city and state. Make sure you have that city and state in there. Or if it's
Okay.
like 15 miles out or something like that, you can definitely put your city and state up there, but do not put your full address up there. And I don't really see anything wrong with that part unless you're looking, it can come a little tricky when you're looking to relocate, and that's why it's important that you highlight in your cover letter what you're really trying to do. I'm actually moving to this area on such and such date, and just highlight that, or just go ahead and put that city and state on your resume if you're planning to relocate. But if you're working remotely, it doesn't really matter if you have your city or state listed on your resume, because it does, you're working remotely and you can work from anywhere.
Yeah, and you're going to have to fill it out when you fill out the application, so they're
And
going to
you're
know
gonna
where
have
you
to do that.
live.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit. We got a couple minutes left. Let's talk about the cover letter a little bit.
Okay.
Let everybody know what the importance of the cover letter is.
To highlight who you are in a paragraph form, like your entire experience, how you got from A to Z, and what you're looking for. Your contact information again is very important, and then also making sure that you describe your accomplishments, what you will bring to an organization, and a little bit of what you're looking for. That could match what that employer may be looking for in the next person that they hire as well.
Okay. I could not agree more. Sometimes resumes don't get to highlight what you've done. You can kind of look and see the progression, but with your cover letter, it's just okay, paragraph, 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 paragraph. This is what I did. This is what I did. This is what I can do for you. This is what I can bring. This is how you can find me.
Absolutely.
Almost. So yeah, it definitely does help because a lot of people I've seen just don't have cover letters, even if it's a space to put them on there so we can read a little bit about them. So I wanted to highlight that a little bit. But we're almost at the end, and we would like to make an announcement
Okay.
about something we have coming up in August.
Yeah.
Very, very excited that me and LaToya are partnering with um, the change. We're calling it the changing landscape of human resources.
Mhm.
is going to be for businesses just starting out, small business, medium-sized businesses. Toya, tell them a little bit more about what it's about. I think you.
So FYPM and Sutton Elevation and Consulting, we're actually partnering so that we can work together to help new businesses or established businesses who are looking to streamline their HR department or looking to build their HR department. So we are here to work with you on the recruiting side of things and also the legal aspect of things. So if you need help, you can contact us or you can participate in the event that we're going to hold in August. We haven't set the exact date, but it will be August of 2023, where you'll be able to speak and see presentations from someone who can talk about finance, someone who can talk about the legal aspect of things when it comes to hiring. You'll hear from HR experts, recruiters, and also marketing, because that's really, really, really important just to get your business out there on the social media side and also other streamlines as well. So you definitely want to take advantage of this. This will be our first event that we'll be hosting. After that, we plan on hosting this event twice a year starting in 2024. So this will be a great time to participate.
It definitely will. And we will have some people there with conflict resolution. We
Yes.
want to give y'all the entire HR package.
Yes.
We're going
And,
to help. Go ahead.
and talking about trauma as well. Trauma
Yes.
within the workplace. We do have a licensed social worker who's going to come out and talk to you about that and how to incorporate certain events and departments within the HR umbrella so that you can make sure that your employees are not burnt out and that they actually want to stay and grow with your company, because retention is a must
Yes.
for your company to thrive. You don't want to continue to leave and get rid or have employees leave you every 2 to 3 years, and then you have to completely start over with training, which is a burden, your overhead. So you have to think about that. So we're here to help you and guide you through that to make sure that you keep your employees long term.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Tell everybody where they can find you currently, and then what are the couple next steps you have coming up.
Yes, so as I mentioned, Global Placement Services, all of the platforms, the email is still active. The company is still active, but we're just rebranding into a new name. Sutton Elevation and Consulting, you may see that starting to show up on some of our social media platforms. So you can reach out to us that way, or you can reach out to us at info@globalplacementservice, no S on the end.com.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Be looking for some other things coming. We'll have a couple commercials. We'll get you guys the exact date, pricing, everything that's coming up for the changing landscape in HR. It'll be
Yes.
coming up soon. And as always, thank you so much. See you guys next time.
See you next time.